Hello, my name is Barry. I would like to welcome you to Inspiration Point podcast. Today, I would like to talk with you about the issue of school bullying. I know it is a major issue for a lot of parents, kids, teachers, and so forth. I should know because I was on the receiving end of bullying when I was a kid back in the 70s and early part of the 80s. Things haven't changed that much. It seems to have gotten worse. They say, no, it hasn't. It's just that we didn't have the internet to help us along. We didn't have smartphones where we could take videos of some poor soul getting tormented by the other kids. We didn't have that part. All right, the opportunity to do evil wasn't there, at least not to the extent that it is today. That's number one. Otherwise, human nature hadn't changed one bit. Now, what is my background aside from being on the receiving end? I was born with severe disability. I have low vision in both eyes, plus a hearing impairment, moderate to severe, in both ears, and a slight paralysis on the left side of the face. And since I went to the public school, it was fairly good chance that I wasn't going to run into too many kids with my type of disability in my area. Because I was so obviously different and I had to deal with the reality of the public school, it made things challenging. No, I'm not down in public school. In fact, the teachers there in my school were wonderful in many ways. They actually tried to help. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to deal with bullies who won't come out and say, yeah, I was picking on the... Of course not. They don't want to get in trouble, so they'll lie. What a shock. And that same thing is today. Today, take a video, post it anonymously, and supposedly they think nobody will know. You see why I say nothing changed? I'm aware that the idea of public exposure is very shaming, very hard to deal with, especially in these days. I probably would have felt the same thing if it was done to me. No doubt. And I'm not under some illusion that, oh, it wouldn't have happened. Bullshit. It would. What then? How did I deal with it in the real world at that time? I would react in anger. See, I wasn't intimidated by guys who were a lot bigger and stronger. And a lot of the real serious problems happened in high school than in grade school. In high school, I had to deal with guys who really were a lot bigger than I was. I was 5'2" and 100 pounds. We're talking guys who were 5'7" bigger and a lot bigger built. The reason I wasn't intimidated is because I used to play with my brother who was 4 years older, bigger, and all that. Get it? And his friends, same thing. But I understand there are a lot of young people who are intimidated by that. And to them, those guys are scary. And they're more afraid. And bullies tend to be predators. And they love to go after the guys who are different or seemingly weak, whatever. And I, of course, was an entertaining target because I was like guaranteed distraction. I couldn't get it through my thick head that my method wasn't working. That's were the days I went through. Today, I learned some things that would have helped. Uh, for one, a lot of time when these guys are doing things, it's because they're bored, distracted, whatever. And rather than deal with it, they pick on the guy who's going to react. Today, I might have said, no, if you're having trouble with with the geometry class, why don't you just ask me instead of doing the stupid paperclip or otherwise crack, the ones that turn the light on them rather than me, because that's exactly what they don't want. Sure, they want their buddy to go, yeah, you really did it. Yeah, but they don't want half the class looking at them saying, what kind of asshole are you? Because that's exactly what would have happened if I had done something like that. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want the light being on them. Now, what about YouTube videos and stuff like that? It makes for a rather boring video if the person isn't reacting or doing what you think. I don't know why the kids think that acting like a bunch of pack animals work. No, it doesn't. It will destroy. Here's another tip, and it's something I had to learn over time, and that's this. I had to forgive the guys who bullied me. Yeah, I had to forgive them. Because if I didn't forgive, I'm holding on to anger, bitterness, rage, all that. And I'm making myself a prisoner rather than punishing them. However, by choosing to forgive, I'm saying I'm letting off my hook. I'm not going to hold on to this thing because I'm saying no to bitterness. Guess what? I'm freeing myself. I'm freeing myself from the pain and the shame and everything. And saying forgive. Do they deserve it? Not really. Some of them did deserve a foot up their ass. I'm sorry, but they did. Reality is that I am not going to hold on to that thing. Now, I'm going to give you another fun fact to add to this podcast. And it's one I definitely wanted to tell. About 20 some odd years later, after I graduated high school, 20 years later, I went to my high school reunion. I met up with one of the guys who used to pick on me. Guess what? I don't remember what he did. I don't remember anything he did. I don't remember any of it. He, on the other hand, remembered. He asked me to forgive him. He said, could you forgive me? Oh. Yeah, that was the reaction. I said, oh, it's surprised. I didn't expect it, but yeah, I did forgive him. After I called him up when I realized what he was doing and told him definitely I forgave. And I'm glad he moved on. But it seems that he was tormented by the memory of that. I wasn't, because I forgave. I let go. So I encourage you. If you are open to the idea of God and the Father helping you, I would encourage you to ask God to help you with forgiving. And even if you're not, I still encourage you to forgive. Here's another little tip that would help. If my father was a tough guy back in the days, yeah, he was one of those guys nice kids like me would avoid, especially if we knew better, because it was guaranteed trouble. Guess who could have been a great source of help in dealing with these punks that I was? No, my dad didn't have to show up at the school to threaten or anything. No, he just had to talk with me and tell me, Dad, what's going on. You're reacting out of anger, and is it helping you? No. How's it working for you? and help me with learning how to deal with it and cope with those things. I think my dad wanted to, but he didn't know how to deal with it or communicate. I don't know. If you're a parent, especially if you're a father, and you have a child who's hurting because of these things, talk with your kid. Don't just say, "Oh, toughen up." You need to give them some skills. You need to talk with them. Listen. Help them with learning how to deal with that. Okay? You don't have to have been a tough person. I could do some of the same thing. And I wasn't a tough guy. I was a nice guy. Alright? It's just that I had to deal with so-called tough guys. I would encourage you. And I hope this video is helping. But here's the last final parting comment. You're not alone. You see, I thought I was alone in a lot of what I was dealing with in school. I thought nobody gave a damn. I thought nobody cared about what I was going through. Actually, that is the biggest pile of bullshit that I ever believed in. I actually wish somebody had whacked me on the head and told me, "Hey dude, you actually do have some friends." But I was so wrapped up in myself, I couldn't see it. So I encourage you, take your eyes off yourself. Look around. See what friends you actually do have. And if you are a friend to someone who's going, pick up for them. Help them. Don't let them go through that kind of thing alone. That's the thing bullies or predators don't like, is when the pack get around and say, "Ah, you're not." They don't like that part. Because, why? Too many people making us nervous. But I encourage you not to be afraid. And I'm going to end this with saying, I hope this podcast was of value to you and of some help. I don't know what else to do. And I don't want this podcast to go on too long. So I will sign off and see you when I see you, and have a blessed day.